Hi, I'm Joanna.
And I'm Ian. Welcome to Easy English Cozy Learning.
You know that feeling when you're almost asleep and your whole body suddenly jerks? Turns out, your brain still thinks you live in a tree.
And honestly, the real explanation is way stranger than anything on the internet.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Almost everyone has felt it. You're lying in bed, totally relaxed, drifting off. And then, boom.
Your whole body jumps. Your heart is racing. And sometimes you even feel like you are falling.
Yes, like stepping off a staircase that isn't there.
So this thing has an actual medical name. It's called a hypnic jerk.
A hypnic jerk?
Yeah, hypnic just means related to sleep. And the jerk is that sudden muscle twitch. Doctors also call it a sleep start. It happens right at the edge of falling asleep.
And it's really common, right?
Very common. About 70% of adults have experienced it at some point. And roughly 10% of people get them every single night.
Every night. That sounds exhausting.
It can be, but here's the thing most people get wrong. There's a famous story on the internet about why this happens.
Oh, I think I know this one. People say your heart slows down too much. And then your brain panics and thinks you're dying. So it shocks you awake.
Exactly. That story is everywhere, but it's completely wrong.
Wait, really? It sounds so believable, though.
It does, and that's why it spread so fast. But your heart is supposed to slow down when you sleep. Your body naturally relaxes. Your brain doesn't have some kind of emergency alarm for that.
So there's no built-in shock system to restart your heart.
None at all. That whole idea is just people imagining the brain as an overprotective bodyguard.
Okay, so if that's not the reason, what is actually happening?
To understand that, you need to know something about how falling asleep works. It's not like flipping a light switch. It's more like a slow power struggle.
A power struggle inside the brain?
Yeah, you have two systems fighting for control. One keeps you awake. The other one is trying to pull you into sleep.
Like two coworkers arguing about whose turn it is to drive.
That's a great way to picture it. The awake system is called the RACE.
RAS?
It stands for Reticular Activating System. Think of it as the daytime manager. Its whole job is to keep you alert and focused during the day.
Okay, and the sleep system?
That one is deep inside the brain. It releases a calming chemical called GABA. GABA is basically a natural sleeping gas. It slowly shuts down the awake system.
So the sleep side sprays this calming chemical to take over.
Exactly. But the handover isn't always smooth. Sometimes during the switch, a motor neuron misfires.
Misfires? Like an accidental signal?
Right. A random burst of energy hits your muscles before the brain fully shuts down. That leftover energy from your day just explodes outward. And your body jerks.
So the twitch is basically the daytime system's last little protest.
Perfectly said. It's like the day shift manager slamming the door on the way out.
Okay, that explains the jerk itself. But what about the falling feeling? Because that's the part that really scares people.
That part is actually a different system in your body. You have something called proprioception. It's your body's sense of its own position.
Like how you know where your hand is, even with your eyes closed?
Exactly. Your muscles and joints are always sending signals to your brain. They're saying, "We're right here, everything is stable."
Okay, so what happens to those signals when you fall asleep?
They get weaker. Because your muscles relax, they stop sending clear messages.
So the brain loses track of where the body is?
It does. And at the same time, your inner ear is still working. Your inner ear detects gravity and balance. It's called the vestibular system.
Oh, I've heard of that. It's why you feel dizzy on a boat.
Right, so now you have a conflict. Your inner ear says something feels off. But your muscles aren't confirming that you're safe in bed.
So the brain gets confused and thinks you're floating or falling.
Exactly. It fills in the gap with a falling sensation. It's a type of hallucination.
A hallucination? That sounds serious.
It's not dangerous at all. It's called the hypnagogic hallucination. Hypnagogic means at the edge of sleep. About 25 to 44% of people experience it.
So the falling feeling is just your brain making a wrong guess about where your body is.
That's exactly right. A sensory mix-up, nothing more.
Okay, here is something I always wondered about. The dreams. Like, sometimes I dream that I trip on a staircase, and then I jerk awake.
Right. Most people assume the dream comes first. They think the falling dream causes the body to jump.
That's what I always thought. Isn't that how it works?
It's actually the opposite. The body jerks first, then the dream happens.
Wait, the dream comes after?
Yes, your motor neurons fire, your muscles twitch. That's the physical event. And then your half-asleep brain notices this big jolt and thinks, that needs an explanation.
So the brain invents a little story to explain the twitch.
In a fraction of a second, it creates a tiny dream about tripping or falling off a cliff. Scientists call this dream incorporation.
Dream incorporation. So the brain is basically writing a script in real time?
Exactly. It's like an improvisation actor on stage. Something unexpected happens, and the brain instantly makes up a scene to fit.
That is honestly kind of amazing. The brain refuses to let things feel random.
It really does. It always wants a logical story, even when there isn't one.
Okay, so we've talked about the brain and the body, but there's an even bigger question. Why does this twitch exist at all? Like, what's the evolutionary purpose?
This is my favorite part. Some scientists think it goes back millions of years. Back when our ancient ancestors slept in trees.
In trees? Like actual tree branches?
Yes, early primates built nests up in the treetops. It was safer than sleeping on the ground. Ground level meant lions and other predators.
That makes sense. But sleeping on a branch sounds terrifying too.
It was. If you relax too much, you could lose your grip and fall to your death.
So the brain developed a safety check.
Exactly. When muscles started relaxing too fast, the ancient brain interpreted it as falling. It would trigger a strong jerk to wake the animal up and tighten its grip.
So even today, lying on a perfectly flat bed, our brain still runs that old program.
Right. The deep, ancient part of your brain doesn't know about mattresses. It still thinks you're 20 meters up in a tropical rainforest.
That is incredible. We're carrying a survival instinct from millions of years ago.
Scientists call it a kind of neurological fossil.
A neurological fossil? That's such a cool way to describe it.
It is, though some researchers point out a problem with this theory. If the jerk was meant to prevent falling, why is it sometimes so violent?
Oh, right. A huge jerk could actually make you fall off a branch.
Exactly. And humans have been sleeping on the ground for millions of years now. So why hasn't evolution gotten rid of it?
Maybe it's just not harmful enough for evolution to bother removing it.
That's one possibility. It's still a hypothesis, not a proven fact. But it's a very popular one.
I want to switch topics a little. What actually makes these jerks worse? Because some people get them all the time, and others almost never.
The biggest trigger is stress, and it creates a really nasty cycle. When you're stressed, your nervous system stays on high alert.
Like your body won't fully let its guard down.
Right. Your awake system refuses to hand over control. So the transition into sleep is rougher, and misfires are more likely.
And here's what I think is the worst part. If you start worrying about the jerks themselves, that makes it even worse.
Exactly. You fear the twitch. That fear creates tension. The tension causes another twitch.
So it becomes the more you fear it, the more it happens.
It's a textbook feedback loop. Anxiety about sleep becomes the very thing that ruins your sleep.
That honestly sounds like one of the cruelest tricks the brain can play.
It really is. And there are other triggers too. Caffeine is a big one, especially in the evening. It keeps your nervous system excited.
Right, because caffeine blocks the signals that tell your brain to feel tired.
And certain medications can also increase the jerks. Specifically, a type of antidepressant called SSRI.
SSRI? What do those do exactly?
They change the level of a brain chemical called serotonin that helps with depression. But in some patients, it interferes with the brain's ability to calm down for sleep.
So the medicine helps their mood but disrupts their sleep.
Right. There was a clinical case where a patient took an SSRI for 4 years. Over time, the jerks got so bad that the person couldn't fall asleep at all.
That's terrible. Did they find a solution?
The doctor adjusted the medication and added a very low-dose muscle relaxant. The jerks improved it dramatically after that.
Good. So it's definitely something doctors can help with.
And there's one more factor that surprises people: magnesium.
Magnesium? Like the mineral?
Yes, magnesium helps keep your nerves and muscles stable. When your body doesn't have enough, your nerves become too sensitive.
So they fire more easily, even without a real signal.
Exactly. There was a medical case of a 64-year-old man with severe leg twitching. Doctors found his magnesium levels were way below normal.
And once they gave him magnesium, it stopped?
The twitching went away quickly. So for some people, the fix can be surprisingly simple.
That's really good to know. It might not always be stress. It could just be diet.
Right. Before we wrap up, there's one more thing I want to mention. The Hypnic jerk has a cousin. It's called exploding head syndrome.
Wait, exploding head syndrome? That sounds terrifying.
The name is scary, but it's harmless. Instead of a body jerk, you hear a loud bang inside your head. Like a gunshot or an explosion, right as you are falling asleep.
Oh, I've actually heard of people describing that. They thought something was wrong with them.
It's the same basic idea. A nerve misfires, but this time in the hearing part of the brain.
So instead of your muscles twitching, your auditory system glitches.
Exactly. Same mechanism. Different location.
That's actually really reassuring to know. It sounds awful, but it's not dangerous.
Not at all, so let's bring it all together.
Yeah. What's the main thing people should take away from this?
That little jerk before sleep is completely normal. It's your brain switching gears. Two systems are fighting for control, and sometimes there's a small mistake during the handover.
And the falling sensation is just your senses getting confused as muscles relax.
Your brain fills the gap with a story. A tiny dream about tripping or falling.
And if it happens a lot, check your stress levels, your caffeine, and maybe your magnesium.
Those are the main triggers you can actually control.
I think the most amazing part is the evolutionary angle. We're walking around with a brain that still remembers life in the treetops.
Millions of years later, and that little survival alarm is still going off. It's not a flaw, it's a fossil from a time when that reflex could save your life.
That changes how I think about it. Next time I jerk awake, I'll just thank my inner monkey.
If you enjoy our content,
Keep learning with Easy English Cozy Learning. We'll see you next time.